Hi everyone, it's Mari for Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be creating this A2 size card that you can see on the screen. I'm going to use a bunch of products that are brand new with the Spring Bliss release, including Lovely Layers Easter Lily, Quattro foil cover plate, wood frame builder, and the old rugged cross set. So I'm going to start off here with a white card base, and to that I'm going to add the Quattro foil cover plate. So this cover plate comes with two separate pieces, and this piece here is the top plate. So you can purchase this separately from the other cover plate that I'm going to show you that you layer this top on top of. So the base plate is this one here, and it just creates this beautiful pierced plate that you then can layer this piece on top of for just a really beautiful layered look. Now, of course, you could purchase these separately and use them separately, but they do layer together so beautifully and just create a really nice effect. So I'm going to take my Honeybee precision glue tube here, and I'm going to just add some glue around the perimeter of this piece and a little bit in the center areas as well, and adhere that down onto the base plate of the Quattro foil set there. And that's just going to create, like I said, this really beautiful dimensional cover for the front of my card. So I'm going to add the base plate with that top plate on top onto my card base, which is just an A2 card base. It's actually some Neenah Solar White 110 pound cardstock that I have scored to create my A2 size card. So I'm just going to adhere that on, just going to smooth that on there nicely. And now you can just see here, I'm also going to work with the wood frame builder. Now I have used some of the frames that are going to create the frame that's going to be tight to the edges of this A2 size card. I've cut those from some white cardstock, and I'm going to adhere those onto my card base with some foam adhesive. I'm just going to take my 1/2 inch adhesive here and cut that in half into strips and use that on the back of my wood frame builder pieces here to create this wood grain frame. Now, the really cool thing about that wood frame builder set is it comes with a bunch of different sizes. So you could use this on a slimline card, etc. There's tons of options, and you could use the smallest frames that are on there to create a smaller frame for the center of your card if you wanted. Really, the sky's the limit. Such a versatile set of dies. I really, really love that set, and it just adds a really cool frame around the edge of my A2 size card here. So you can just see that the edges or the ends of these pieces are mitered so that they just fit together perfectly on that angle and just create this really beautiful dimensional piece layer on top of my Quattro foil plates here. So just taking that release paper off of each one of the different foam strips that I added to these pieces, I'm going to add those onto my card here and finish that frame. Now I'm also going to, as I mentioned earlier, use the Lovely Layers Easter Lily die set. This is another one of the Lovely Layers series, and I love these. They're so beautiful. They just create the most dimensional florals, and I wanted to just have a really, really soft look on my card. So I'm using white paper, white cardstock for one of my lilies, and you'll see that I'm using some foam adhesive for between those first two layers, and then this third layer, I should say, I'm adding with a glue dot. This little tiny piece that is the center part of my flower, I'm just adding with some liquid adhesive, and then the final piece with some liquid adhesive as well. And so you can just see those all layer together so easily and beautifully and create just this really gorgeous dimensional floral piece. So I did that same thing with some really pretty light pink. That's some Concord and Ninth Ballet Slipper pink. And then also I did the little bud with some white cardstock as well. So I just love that the white on white adds the texture and but it's really nice and soft and pretty. So I just love that. And I'm just going to layer that bud kind of in behind there and the two larger flowers over top. And here you can see the Lovely Layers also has a bunch of foliage pieces that you can cut as well, which is perfect. And I just wanted to cut those from a really nice light pretty spring green color, and I will layer those different foliage pieces in with my card as well. So I'm using some liquid adhesive to glue down that bud as well as the other floral pieces here. Just going to get a generous amount of liquid adhesive on there so that these stay put. And I just kind of wanted them to overlap a little bit, sort of in the center area of the card, to create sort of like a little bouquet of these beautiful Easter lilies. I think this is just so stunningly beautiful. I love this die set so much. I think it's gorgeous. And I love the Lovely Layers series. If you aren't aware, it's actually a whole series that Honeybee has that is their standalone die sets that create these beautiful die cut pieces. They're gorgeous. So make sure you check those out in the shop as well. I have linked to the shop as well as all of the products that I'm using today for my project in the description box below. So make sure that you check that out. And I just wanted to also layer some of these leaves in as well, in behind the more delicate kind of leafy pieces, and get those stuck in there. And I will just adhere those down after with some liquid adhesive. I just wanted to kind of place them in there at first before I adhered them down. Now this is the new set of gems from their pastel set of gems that's part of the Spring Bliss release, and these are just so pretty. And I wanted to use them in combination with just some clear sequins. So I'll use a clear sequin and one of the really, really pale pink gems in 3 different areas on the card to finish embellishing the card. So you can just see here, I'm going to finish adding that in with my crystal, my Studio Cadia embellishment wand there. And I'm just using my craft pick to help me place those gems. The great thing about the gems from Honeybee is they have the adhesive already on them, so they're super easy to work with. You just take them off with your craft pick or your scissors or whatever, and then just put them on so easily. This is the Old Rugged Cross set, Stamp and Die set. Absolutely beautiful. I love this set. The font on these sentiments is gorgeous, and you can also purchase a coordinating die set for this stamp set, and each one of those sentiments has its own die, which is super, super handy. I wanted to use the Thinking of You stamp from that set, and I'm going to stamp that out with some nice, beautifully detailed black ink, and in this case it's some VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. And so I've got that all stamped out now on my Nina 80-pound cardstock, and I'm going to die cut that out. I don't know what's wrong with my voice today. It keeps cutting in and out. I apologize for that. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to use some glue dots on the back of my sentiment here, which I've cut with that die, and it's just going to add this really pretty delicate sentiment, thinking of you, on this really nice soft Easter card, or a card that you could use at any time of the year when you want to send a card to someone, letting them know that they're in your thoughts. I love how this turned out. The Spring Bliss release is absolutely beautiful. Make sure you check it out in the shop, and I'll be working with this release here in the next few weeks, so watch for that here on Honeybee Stamps. Thank you so much for stopping by. Stay well, stay safe, and check out Honeybee Stamps in the other social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.